Alright everyone, Muatarn here with a replay from a LaG player. This is a relatively new player, just joined the team very recently. He is from Europe, Czech Republic, not from Prague though, which is the only city that I've been to, so can't really relate as to where it is, as far as if I've seen it or not, but you know, whatever man. Still pretty nice, enjoyed that country. So we got TomikuS, like I said, the new LaG player, playing this blue Zerg here, and his opponent in the bottom right of, what is this map? There's like 4 different names for it. It's like Newkirk, Precinct, District, City. I don't even know. It's SjoW, man. So, formerly of Dignitas. I don't know. Maybe he's still in Dignitas. I feel like I remember something about him leaving. I don't know. But I was asking for replays in the LaG chat, and TomikuS was like, "Oh, you want replays? All right, here you go. I give you this one." So. Got a nice little replay from him. As far as I know, it should be pretty good. So SjoW here, going for gas first. TomikuS, nothing crazy going on here. It's at 14 supply, probably gonna go up to 15, then take his hatch. Pretty standard Zerg stuff, and for good reason. I mean, it's just kind of how you're supposed to play. It's good. It works. Tried and proven. Barracks going down now for SjoW. Generally, when Terran goes gas first, I don't bother walling off, just because there's no point. At least for his Protoss. Zerg, you still want to wall off a lot of the time. But, I mean, even if he did get 6 pull, he probably would have been okay. You can use your SCVs to fight for a little while. I mean, he probably would have taken damage and been a little bit behind, but he lived. It's not a huge deal there. Hatch going down now for TomikuS. Looks like it might have actually been on like 16 supply or something like that. That'd be possible, I suppose. No, 15. TomikuS, LOL. I don't know what happened. Did he lose his drone? Yeah, the SCV one killed it. That sucks for him. Too bad I missed it. That's what sucks. So pool going down now for TomikuS. No gas taken yet. SjoW hasn't really shown us what he's going to do with this gas yet. Okay, here it is, a factory. And throwing down a reactor right away. So yeah, this guy's super early for him to get a factory and a reactor as soon as the barracks finishes. It's definitely looking like some kind of Hellion play. Not a problem there, man. Hellions are good. Throwing out another depot. Can't get supply block, bro. So is this going to be like a lot of pressure with the Hellions, or are you kind of just going to poke around with them and then see what he can get done while expanding? That's the question at this point. I mean, I've even seen people going to Cloak Banshees off this. Like, Reactor Hellion and Cloak Banshee and then expand, which is super late expansion, but if you do damage, you're in good shape. If you don't, you're, you know, not so good shape, but, you know, that's how it works, man. Spinecrawler going down in TomikuS' main. This is a little different. I guess he saw a quick gas and was like, oh, I wonder what you could do with that. Well, Hellions is one thing you could do with that, so I'm a little bit afraid there. Oh my god, I left that up for so long. I didn't even look at it, or I don't usually look there, so, oops. I even checked like right before I was gonna start casting. I was like, oh, everything okay? Yep, looks like it. So I'm not entirely sure what these Zerglings are doing. They're just running around in the main, maybe looking for SCVs or something. SjoW is now throwing down his CC, so he's not gonna be going into Banshees or anything off this reactor factory play. Just gonna be going for an expansion right after. So he wants to get some kind of pressure down a little earlier. Not gonna bother so much with the Cloak Banshees, at least not yet. The Hellions are moving out here. What are you folk doing? Oh, someone just is... No, I'm busy. There we go. No, I do not want to practice in a bit, Jetrix. Sorry, bro. So 10 drones on the way here for TomikuS. Gonna be getting a pretty nice economy going here. Still Hellions being produced for SjoW. I mean, no real other tech. Here we go, finally. Okay, so second factory. It looks like it's going to be some kind of mech, which I'm a fan of. I mean, mech is just really good on how to swarm. You get Dem Battle Hellions, or Hellbats, or whatever they're called now. Kind of good units. Natural's about to finish up here for SjoW. Still producing those Hellions, and, you know, there's 5 up here at the front as a spine and 2 queens to deal with them, though. Let's see if they can get any kills at all. What's he at right now? Yeah. So 1 right now. Anything beyond that is kills. I don't think he's going to get any unless he... Yeah. He's going to try to go up the ramp, but there's a trap. 2 Hellions have died now. Yeah. Not a huge amount of damage dying. He killed some Lings, but no drones killed. and some Hellions were given up for it. Looks like more Hellions are coming in here into the natural. That's not even a big deal because the Spine Crawling Queen is just doing so much damage. This Hellion's dead, man. He's gonna get one attack off on a drone and then just die. More Hellions being rallied out by SjoW, but he's kind of been throwing them away for pretty much nothing. A couple Evo Chambers are going down for TomikuS. Try to wall up more of this area, make sure the Hellions can't do exactly what they want to do. I definitely like this choice. Now a bunch more Hellions are coming in. SjoW's been producing so many. The drones aren't pulled until the last minute. What do we got to? Only 4 workers killed, so 3 in this little exchange. Another one goes down, but so many Hellions have died. I mean, I want to check out the resources lost after this, just see how one-sided it is. One Hellion's going to get into the main, try to get some scout. Oops, not what I wanted. Try to get some scouting off. Actually, it's just going to die to those queens, so let's see. I mean, the resources lost 900 for SjoW to 550 here for TomikuS. TomikuS in a great spot. Looks like he suicided an Overlord to try to get a scout off on his opponent's base. He saw 2 factories, so he pretty much knows what's going on. Didn't see. Did he see the 3rd CC? That's a good question. No, did not see that 3rd CC. But I mean, you can assume if you see 2 factories, it looks like your opponent's going to be going mech. They're going to be taking a 3rd. That's just how it is. The armor's already done here, but he's not really actually started using it at all. I think it's just so that he can make Hellbats, which he's doing now. These 2 queens are going to throw on some creep. I don't know, like every time I play Zerg I try to expand real fast, but now I'm seeing so many Zergs just take later expansions. So maybe just stay on 2 base for a little longer than you did in Wings of Liberty. I'm trying to be a random player. It's not really that I want to be a random player. I like Protoss, that's my race, but I want to be able to play all 3 races, I guess is my point. So this Battle Hellion's still coming out. There's really no other production that's been thrown down here. He's still just on 2 factories. Some more depots going down. This Overseer's going to scout out exactly what's going on here in SjoW's base. Dropping a Changeling as well. So he sees, oh, Battle Hellion's being produced. The Reactor Factory. Did he see, let me see which one is him. Did he see the armory? Yeah, he knows the armory's there. Sees Hellions. Going to be attacked by these 2 queens. TomikuS right now is getting +1 carapace as well as +1 ranged weapons, so he definitely knows mech is going on. When you see mech, you get ranged weapons. Also, noob-sized carapace and, ooh, Vengeful Sacks! Woo! Gonna have some drops going on. I like that. This is definitely a good map for it, too. You can, like, bunch up your army in this area, or, even right here is not a far distance to the Terran's main. Some maps aren't very good for dropping because you don't have easy access to the main really from anywhere, but this is definitely not one of those maps. These 2 Widow Mines are going to be running around. I don't know, there was a Widow Mine burrowed up here, but it left. These 2 Hellions are still chilling, man. Yeah, it looks like the Widow Mines are just coming home. So we see the composition here for SjoW is going to be Hellbat, Thor, Tank, which is pretty standard as far as mech goes. Finally, some more factories being added on. He definitely needs them. His bank is kind of high here. Well, 200 minerals isn't that bad, but he did just start a bunch of production. Still having money to make more stuff after having a full round of production. Not really where you want to be when you're going mech, or, well, anything for that matter. You just want to be spending all your money. Infestation Pit now on the way here for TomikuS. Vengeful Sacks are about to finish. +2 range weapons are on the way already, so he's going to have quite good upgrades. Some roaches already in production. I mean, he's got, a solid roach count as far as what he needs for this moment. 16 roaches is really a small number, and this kind of army wouldn't actually beat that. Oddly enough, Hellbats are okay versus roaches, they just have lots of health, but the only 2 units that really do lots of damage to them are the Thor and the Siege Tank, which can be killed relatively quickly. This Overlord looks like he wants to get some scouting off, sees the Thor, more Hellbats in production, and 18 more roaches are in production right now for TomikuS. Quite a few. Here we go, the Overlords and Roaches are actually budging up over in this area here. He's already taken up the rocks, so he can expand to this area. Yeah, actually that's what's happening. TomikuS is going to expand here. I like that choice. He's got, his Roaches in this area anyway, you might as well expand. And some more Roaches being rallied down. No move out from SjoW or anything, so his army's going to be in okay position to stop this, but not the best. There are a bunch of turrets going up right now. I'm not entirely sure how SjoW knew, or, if he knew. This is on the way, but we got a good amount of Overlords here, and most of them have roaches in them, so there's quite a few roaches in this army. How many are out right now? 36. 10 more on the way as well. What's the drone count actually? 65 to 62, so worker count's pretty low here for TomikuS. But, I mean, you're building mostly drones. You don't need a high worker count. The overlords are going to come and drop here relatively soon. That overseer just kind of tanked a bunch of damage and died. And here we go! The roaches are popping out. One of the widow mines goes off on an overlord, kills it, but there's nothing left inside. One overlord goes down, absolutely full of roaches, but the rest of the roaches here are out. There's over 24 of them, almost 30. And they're going to get some good amount of damage down here, even if they just kill production buildings. Oh, killing the eBay is nice. But, I mean, oh, the armory is actually very important as well. Stops that Hellbat production. Looks like all these roaches are going to die, though. Maybe a little bit cost ineffective, but some more roaches came into the third at this point, trying to take down this tank. They do get it in time, and roaches still going to town in the main here, being cleaned up by the Hellbat Thor composition. Oh, the SCVs have been pulled from the third, and it's been lifted, so good amount of damage here. This factory, I wish you targeted it down, finished it off. You definitely don't want to kill the buildings, you don't just want to make them burn. But, I mean, burning buildings will eventually die if they're not tended to. A bunch more roaches were in production. +3 missile weapons, as well as +2 carapace now the way here for TomikuS. He's going to have pretty nice upgrades. Hydrogen and some more drones in production as well. He definitely does. He should probably try to tech out of this, or tech up, excuse me, in a little bit here. You don't want to stand on pure roach Hydra. Too long for his mech, but it's done quite a bit of damage. There we go. The Vipers are on the way. Those are kind of what you need. You can pull tanks and Thors out of position, snipe them, and just run them back home, man. Abduct, good spell. Also, if tanks are too clumped up and you blinding cloud them, it pretty much negates tanks because they don't have, they can't shoot things that are at one range, so it doesn't really work out well for them. The Vipers are now out. Let's see them consume some poor building. I usually do this on like extractors and evo chambers. Those are kind of like what you use this for. Some Hydra's also in production right now. Groove Spine's on the way, and let's see what's SjoW got going here. He's still just producing, he's producing some Vikings now, which are going to be really helpful. He's got a lot of tanks, well, only 3 tanks set up in his main, but they're positioned well. I mean, they're spread out, and there's the missile turrets as well as a widow mine to help them out with any kind of drops. I don't think that's really an option for TomikuS anymore. SjoW's going to be taking out these rocks with his mech comp. 2 armories being added on. He's going to be a bit behind in upgrades. What are his upgrades? Oh, wow, just +1. That's not very much. Just +1, not really where you want to be. Only 3 Vipers were produced, a 4th on the way right now. They are full energy, so they must have consumed something. Let's try to find out what. It doesn't matter. A building. So this Roach Hydra Viper army moving out. This is a pretty simple composition. It's relatively easy, or it was figured out pretty quickly. I like sending in the 1 Roach to try to bait that widow mine, and he did end up doing that. Use it up. Gonna be moving around in position. Looks like there was a drop here, just a couple roaches in the back of the main, or the natural, but some tanks are gonna clean that up pretty easily. This army kind of wants to engage against this. The Vikings are trying to take out the Vipers, but they're just gonna die before they can do that. 1 Viper almost did go down though. Good micro from TomikuS keeps it alive. Hydra Speed now started, or about to finish here. I'm kind of surprised you didn't have that already. Hydra Speed is just really important if you're going to go for these units. Yeah, I think it just makes them so they don't lose speed off creep. I don't know, not entirely sure. Looks like TomikuS is going to go for another drop here. I don't know, man, there's a lot in the main. I guess with the Vipers, the Blinding Cloud, there's... Okay, these 2 tanks can get nullified by 1 Blinding Cloud. I don't know if it works on buildings. I mean, he could like Blinding Cloud 2 of these turrets and then drop on the factories or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. Not entirely sure if that works though. Vipers are very useful when you're dropping though. They help your drop quite a bit. There's still Alien here. He's just chilling, man. Nobody's gone over there for so long. These Vipers, I think he's actually just gonna drop. I mean, you want to drop in the main. In this position, you don't really want to drop on an expansion that's close to where their army is. Holy crap, that's a lot of Vipers. Yeah, Vipers pretty good though, man. It's okay to have a lot of them. So going behind this now, this is definitely in vision of SjoW. Yeah, he has seen this. Is he gonna move his army back? No, he's actually gonna counter. Uh-oh. This could be a base trade, and that's usually good for Zerg. The Vipers flying to tank. You're gonna have to Blinding Cloud. There we go. Right on that tank, as well as on the Widow Mine. I'm not entirely sure how useful that was. How many Vipers are left? He lost 3 of the Vipers. Not all the units are even out yet. Needs a Blinding Cloud on top of these tanks as well. Ah, there it goes. You definitely don't want those to be attacking. And so this Roach Hydra Force is going to do a lot of damage. Apparently Blinding Cloud is just really good. SjoW's army is moving down here to TomikuS base. He's evacuating some of the drones, but some of them are left behind. And there's those EVA chambers he was consuming off of. Looks like all the production in the meantime is just going to go down here. for SjoW. But this army is just huge, man. He's hardly any supply behind. He's killing a bunch of drones here. He's actually ahead in supply now. But this drop is doing so much damage. These Vipers are just doing a great job with the Blinding Cloud. Only 4 of them left, and no more Blinding Cloud or Abduct left. All you can really do is consume. The Hellbats are trying to fight a Spine Crawler, and that just shows you how bad they are. Well, not how bad, but how much better they are versus light units. They 2-shot drones, but it takes like 20 hits to kill a Spine Crawler. So this army from SjoW here is moving into the natural, doing so much damage, but I mean, this is just straight up base trade, man. A Roach Horn being rebuilt up here at one of TomikuS' base. That's like his 5th base. This Thor tank composition just doing so much damage with the Hellbats. Ooh, I love this. Okay, so he's actually just going to evacuate his drones with Overlords. This is a great choice considering, you know, he spent the money on drops. Especially while he's doing so much damage in the main. He's essentially made it so his opponent can't produce anything anymore. The Vipers here have an Abduct. They're going to pull this tank over. Oh, well, it was in range. Not quite on top of the high ground. But, you know, it was good enough. This army from SjoW is actually quite small. 108 supply. Looks like he lost his Hellbats. I'm not entirely sure how. What did you do? I didn't even see units here from TomikuS. Did he get them with a Baneling mine or something? That would have been pretty sweet. I'm really sorry that I missed that. Maybe they came back and engaged. I don't know. This orbital is trying to get out of the way, but not quite going to make it versus a Roach army. 152 to supply to 100. Like I said, generally you just don't want to base trade versus Zerg. What's the army looking like for SjoW here? He's got 3 factories producing. He's producing tanks, which are definitely the good choice. You're going to need tanks in this position. And the tanks coming home, I don't know, he might be able to hold this off with these extra tanks that are rallying out as well as the ones coming home, but it's going to be close. And TomikuS can reproduce this army much more easily than SjoW can reproduce his. Almost sniping that orbital, but it gets repaired and pulled away. And there we go. So these tanks are doing so much damage. Killing off so much of TomikuS' army. He's actually down about 20 supply from what he was before. I mean, he's still got a 30 supply lead, but it's less than he had before. With this extra Roach Horn that was produced by TomikuS, he can still keep producing units. Only roaches. I don't know if the Hydrogen is still alive. Yeah, actually, most of this tech is still alive, even the Hive. So SjoW kind of left before he killed everything off in there. Taking out more depots is TomikuS. Just supply blocking his opponent even more. I mean, he was 1 under before, now quite a bit more than 1. A couple of depots were in production. There's more depots over here, which are definitely within TomikuS' range of killing. Some extra factories are built at the, what is this, the 4th, but nothing really, no add-ons or anything built on yet, so he's not going to be able to produce too much off them. That Overseer goes down. I love the new death animations. Every time I see them, I'm like, that's so much cooler. So let's see, TomikuS is taking a base up here. I mean, he's at 173 supply. SjoW is still just working on getting unsupply blocked. He's been at 101 for so long. A Marine scouting out this base. Gonna be able to probably take that out. Or, well, no, never mind. I was just saying, you know, it's kind of hard for SjoW to get, or TomikuS to get units over here, but he can just use this path or this drop here. Dropping, what is this, 3 roaches, just take out these depots. Great choice. Supply block his opponent even more. Yeah, actually, once these 2 go down, I think he's going to be supply blocked again. Oh, no, an extra depot just finished up. 3 more are now on the way, so SjoW's finally able to actually get some production going on here. He's got, well, not much of a bank. He's been putting all of his money into depots, which is quite sad for him. So this drop here is over at the base now, but it's not really going to matter. TomikuS is supply block too, but only by 4. Not really a huge deal. These roaches could probably leave if they really tried. I'm not sure. So the upgrades here for SjoW are not actually all that great. They're just 1-1-1 or 1-1, I suppose, for the mech. Not 1-1-1, the fabled number. TomikuS has some pretty nice upgrades of his own. 2-3, not quite 3-3 yet. Using these, oh wow, a lot of Vipers are reproduced. I thought he made a couple, but not this many. Tunneling Claws now in production, as well as a couple more Evo Chambers. Using this hatchery for his consumption. I like this positioning by SjoW. He's got Widow Mines stationed in areas that are going to be high volume. He's got tanks siege up behind walls, but you know they're close enough to them that they actually do some nice damage. Here we go now with a bit of an engagement here. An Abduct going down on that tank. Oh, nice job there. Abduct is just really good. He's going to abduct another tank, pull it out there. He's just abducting tanks all over the place. It's like, you got a wall? No, you don't. Your tanks are in front of a wall. Another Widow Mine here. Looks like it's going to push back TomikuS a little bit. Apparently SjoW had moved an army up here during that engagement to take it out. Does he have the cool... Need the battlecruiser skin? No. They just have extra big guns now, apparently. So these Vipers are going to try to get something done. Pulling another siege tank out. Oh, double abduct. There you go. 2 abducts for 1 tank. Worth it. No worries. Abduct's, what is it, 75 energy? It's not a huge amount, really. Especially when you can consume. I haven't actually decided which I like better, the Defiler consume or Viper consume. Because they're both, like, they both sacrifice your own stuff for energy. I don't know. So, abducting those 2 tanks. You can abduct. Oh god, you can't do this. Coming in a little staggered, but getting some nice inducts off on the Thors, killing them all off really quickly. I do love this spell. It's so fun to watch. Abducting some more tanks into this army, just taking it out, man. 113 supply to 178. Abducts all over the place. I'm so glad he sent me this replay. It's hilarious. Oh, 2 Widow Mines are burrowing, but they get killed off before they can shoot. With the detection from the Overseers, these tanks able to push back that army, though. It's almost pure Hydra, which is pretty much what you want when you retreat with this kind of composition. You're like, alright, well, I lost all my roaches, which are really just tanks. I guess I'll just go back and save my Hydralisks. So 5 tanks in production at once right now for SjoW. He's actually got some pretty nice production coming out, as well as 2 Vikings. Got some Widow Mines on the way as well. I mean, the problem for him is the supply, 106 and 182. And I don't think that LaG.TomikuS is going to give him much time. Still producing more Hydras. He's got, how many? 4 Vipers left still? Yeah. So he lost the ones he reproduced, but he still got the original 4. Or the same number, I suppose. Now, there are a lot of tanks here from SjoW, though. I mean, I don't really know if you can deal with this kind of army. There's going to be some really nice abducts. Yeah, doesn't really have any left. 2 go down, taking 2 tanks out with him. He needs to switch out of this tech. I mean, he can keep attacking into this, but it's just not going to be cost effective with this many tanks. Especially with Widow Mines as well. Vikings also here to take out the Vipers, so not really the composition you want to have versus +3 Carapace now on the way, as well as +1 melee weapons. Maybe even transition into some Ultras. Wouldn't be the oh my goodness, wouldn't be upset with that or whatever. I think this is a good choice. That's what I'm going for here. Ultras are pretty good versus pure tank, man. There's really not much of a buffer here, no Hellbats or anything like that. 4 Evo Chambers on the way here. These are all just for Vipers to consume off of. I wonder if you can consume off a building while it's in production and then just cancel it. Huh, that'd be cool. Barracks apparently scouting out this Overlord, man. Damn Overlord. What's the tank count at? It's at 19, which is quite high, considering his supply. What's the SCV count? Must be kind of low. No, it's actually just because he has 20 tanks, and that's it. Oh god, you can't engage on siege, man. Sieging up now, gonna do some good damage, but you don't want to be doing that. I think all but 1 Viper, yeah. This is the last Viper that's alive. It's got 127 energy, so it can Blinding Cloud, and honestly, with the tanks as stacked up as they were, that would have been a pretty good move. But now SjoW has gone back. He's going to resiege his tanks. Oh, there's been a drop in the third here. That's what's going on. That's why he's coming back. Taking out a lot of the production here. It's going to be a lot harder for SjoW to reproduce units now. He's lost 2 factories. He's using add-ons as well. The tanks are coming back. They're going to try to clean this up, but I think they're going to trade. The roaches will trade with them. 1 tank goes down. Okay, maybe just the 1 will die. Yeah, he definitely needs. He wants to kill more than just 1 tank for this. Oh, there we go. We actually got 2 tanks. So, I mean, not the best trade ever as far as numbers go, but it's fine. Looks like some units up here took out Hellions or something. I'm not entirely sure. But we do see this tank count down in this, or up in this area is rather sparse. Could probably get some good damage done in there. Could LaG.TomikuS. Finally consuming off this Evo chamber. Is that his only Viper? No, he's back up to 5 Vipers, so he's been reproducing them. Finally an Ultralisk Cavern on the way, as well as +3, or +3 Carapace has been on the way for a little while. 2 Spires going down now, thankfully. Start your chitinous plating. Chitinous plating! No. I had a French teacher who said chitinous, or chitin, like what it actually is. We're not going to go into that though. So +2 melee now on the way. Obviously getting upgrades for the Ultra Ling. Probably wants to get some Infestors. It's like Ultra Ling Infestor with Vipers and Mutas is the composition we always see left going for. Oh god, we're gonna have an engagement here. Blinding Clouds go down onto the tanks, reducing their range to just 1, making them practically useless versus Roach army. The Roaches absolutely crushed through the tanks that were sieged. And these Vipers are doing okay damage, but getting taken out by the Hydras. Wouldn't mind doing a little bit of damage to this army. He's down to 2 Vipers again. He just keeps losing them, but I mean, with Widow Mines, it's pretty easy to kill Vipers. This base is now being saturated by TomikuS, as well as this up here at the north being taken. It's going to be pretty hard for SjoW. I mean, he's starting a 4th now, but his opponent's pretty much taken his entire side of the map, so it's going to be a little tough. This Widow Mine here, I mean, he really needs to detect it. You need to have overseers of this army, but they're kind of annoying to produce. Taking out this turret, but that's definitely not what you want to be doing. The Vipers are flying in. One gets taken out by the Vikings really quickly there. Doesn't even get any attacks off. Some overseers are now made. A greater spire on the way, as well as +1 air carapace. So going to be switching to those Broodlords eventually here. No ultras have actually been produced. He's not going to bother with those. Going to go for those Broodlords. I actually don't even like Broodlords all that much in HOTS. I mean, they're still really good, but they're boring. I want to do some new stuff, so that's why I like the ultras. They're actually better than they used to be. Worth using. And the Infestor Fungal nerf really isn't all that big of a deal. I mean, it does a little less damage, but the actual projectile part of it is obviously a good change. So SjoW here throwing down 3 tech labs. Looks like he wants to go into something like, well, maybe not battle cruisers, unless he made the fusion core. I didn't see it. Oh no, I don't see one. So I'm guessing Banshees. Could be doing like mass Banshee, but I mean Hydras are pretty good versus Banshees. They do a lot of damage to those flying units, or well, every unit really. Some SCVs being transferred up here to the north. This is kind of funny. Like the layout of SjoW's base, you can tell he's not like, this isn't usually how your buildings work. He's using them as simply how you'd usually use the or not your rams, but the walls of your base. So he's defending certain areas, but he's got buildings as his walls instead of, you know, walls as his walls, if you understand what I mean. So tank getting taken out there pretty quickly. It looks like this CC might even go down. The sad thing for here, or the sad thing here for these roaches is they cannot attack air. They take out another tank, but I don't see them getting much more work done here. Vipers are going after, or sorry, the Vikings are going after the Overseer. I don't believe there are very many Vipers left. There's just the one. Is it still in a hotkey? Yeah, where is it? He's just chilling over here. He's got full energy, so 2 blinding clouds, pretty nice. What? You can destroy this? Does this fall on here? That'd be kind of cool. I didn't know they had that on this map. Now I do. It's not a rock tower, so it looks weird. This Roach Hydra army trying to get out of here, but it's just not going to work. Well, you know, it does run by. The Roach is taking enough damage. Most of the Hydras do survive. Apparently dropping some changelings. That's what they're called. So TomikuS has still got a lot of the map, but he's producing so many corruptors. How many is he at right now? He's at 1. What? He must have made broodlords. Oh, okay, yeah, he's already made 13 broodlords. I was like, I saw a bunch of corruptors. Yeah, so he's got a bunch of broodlords here, morphing some more in. I just don't know how SjoW is going to be able to deal with this kind of army. He's got some Vikings, but I mean the Hydra corruptor composition probably going to be able to deal with those. I can't see that being a huge problem for TomikuS. He is now pretty much maxed, but SjoW's getting pretty close himself. He's got, I mean, does he have Thors? This would really be helpful. No, not a lot of Thors. Actually, no Thors. I'll say a tank Viking. Wow, Widow Mines do a lot of damage, even versus damn Broodlords, but you know they don't really care about, or doesn't really care about those? Broodlings, they actually help. So good bit of damage here going down. The Vikings now coming in, or sorry, the Corruptors now coming in to take care of the Vikings. GG there by SjoW. Oh man, you pretty much just saw the Broodlords, they started killing everything. And then GG. I was hoping for a huge battle, but it's not always what you get when there's like 13 Broodlords out. So that was a good game, actually a really long one there. That came from SjoW. Completely, as Dana would say, lost his whole fucking base. Good time. So thank you for watching. Hopefully be uploading some more replays other than this one too. So watch out for